Oxford Read and Discover, Level 6, Your Amazing Body, by Robert Quinn, read by Barbara Barnes. Published in copyright Oxford University Press, 2010. Introduction. Your body is amazing. It lets you move around, discover the world, and communicate with other people. Your body is made of millions of tiny cells that work together in different ways. All these cells need air, water, and other nutrients to grow, to reproduce, and to stay healthy. What parts of the body do you see below? What do these parts of the body do? Do you know how they work?
Discover!
Now read and discover more about your amazing body. Chapter 1. Cells and Growth. Cells are the smallest living parts of all plants and animals. The tiniest living things have only one cell. Other living things have many cells. Do you know how many cells a human body has? More than 10 trillion. Isn't that incredible? Inside your cells. Each cell in your body has many parts. Inside the cell, there's a jelly called cytoplasm. Most human cells also have a nucleus. The nucleus controls everything that happens in the cell. The outside layer of the cell is called the membrane. It protects the cell and keeps the cytoplasm inside. Some things, like water, can go through tiny holes in the membrane. Different cells. Your cells use nutrients from your food to grow. They also work to keep your body strong and healthy. They are like tiny factories. Different types of cell are different shapes. Your muscle cells are long and thin. Your red blood cells are round. And your nerve cells are more irregular shapes. Cell reproduction. Most of your body's cells can reproduce themselves. Each cell divides to make 2 new cells. This lets your body grow and change. This is also how your body replaces cells that are old or damaged.
Discover!
Your body produces more than 2 million red blood cells every second. Each cell only lives for about 120 days. The first 9 months. Human babies grow from 2 tiny cells that are produced by their parents. The mother produces an egg cell, and the father produces a sperm cell. These 2 cells join to create one new cell. Then the new cell divides to make many cells that form an embryo. When the embryo gets bigger, it's called a fetus. After 9 months of growth, the baby is finally born. Childhood. Children grow very quickly in their first years of life. They get bigger, and their arms and legs get much longer. Children usually learn to walk and talk in their first 2 years. When they are older, they become more independent, and they learn to care for themselves.
Discover!
On their first birthday, Most babies weigh 3 times more than when they were born. Adolescence. Between the ages of 11 and 15, children become adolescents. They get taller, and their bodies change as they grow into young adults. For most people, these changes continue until they're about 20 years old. After that, most people don't get taller, but they can get bigger and fatter. Adulthood and old age. Adults continue to change as they get older. They can also have children and start new families. Older people often get lines and wrinkles on their skin. Their hair can also turn gray or white. Many older people stop working. Then they can spend more time with their family and friends. Chapter 2. Skin, Hair, and Nails. Your skin covers the outside of your body. Hair grows from your skin, and you have fingernails and toenails. These parts of your body help to protect you. Do you know how? Your skin. Your skin protects the inside of your body from dirt and germs. Skin is also elastic, so you can move your body easily. When you get older, your skin becomes less elastic. That's why people get wrinkles. Your skin protects you from heat and cold, too. It helps to keep your body at the right temperature. The inside layer of your skin is called the dermis. It has thin tubes called follicles where hair grows. Next to the follicles, there are tiny oil glands that produce oil. This oil keeps your skin soft and waterproof. The dermis also has lots of sweat glands. They produce sweat when you get too hot. Under the dermis, there are fat cells. They keep you warm when it's cold. The epidermis is the outside layer of your skin. The cells on the surface of your skin are dead, but there are always lots of new cells growing under them. Your epidermis also has lots of tiny holes called pores. This is where sweat comes out. When the sweat dries, it helps to cool your body.
Discover.
Your skin contains a chemical called melanin. Dark skin has more melanin than light skin. Melanin helps to protect your skin from the sun, but don't forget to wear sun cream. Your hair. Your hair isn't made of living cells. It's made of a special protein called keratin. Your hair also contains melanin, just like your skin. Dark hair contains more melanin than red hair or fair hair. Hair is important because it helps to keep you warm. You have more hair on your head because that's where you lose the most heat. When you feel cold, the hairs on the rest of your body stand up. This keeps warm air near your skin.
Discover.
You have about 100,000 hairs on your head. You lose about 100 hairs every day, but then new hairs replace them. Your nails. Your nails are made of keratin, like your hair, but they are much harder. Your nails are important because they protect the soft ends of your fingers and toes. You can also use your nails to pick up small things. Each nail grows from a root, and the pink part under the nail is called the nail bed. Your fingernails grow about 2 or 3 millimeters every month, so you need to cut them often. Your toenails only grow about 1 millimeter every month.
Discover.
If you hurt one of your fingernails, it can fall off, but then it will grow back again. It usually takes from 3 to 6 months to grow a new fingernail. Chapter 3. Bones and Muscles. Your bones fit together to make a skeleton that supports your body. Your muscles let you move around and do things. Do you know how your bones and muscles work together? Your skeleton. Your skeleton has 206 different bones. The largest bone in your body is the femur, in the top of your leg. Your smallest bones are the ossicles. They are 3 tiny bones in each of your ears. Some bones help to protect the soft parts inside your body. For example, your ribs protect your heart and lungs, and the bones in your skull protect your brain.
Discover.
Each of your hands has 27 bones, and each of your feet has 26. Inside your bones. Some bones, like the ones in your skull, are solid. Other bones, like the femur, are hard on the outside and have lots of tiny spaces inside. This makes them lighter and easier to move. Large bones also have a soft red part in the center, called marrow. This is where your body grows new red blood cells. Joints are places where bones meet and move together. Different joints work in different ways. For example, your hip can move in lots of ways, but your knee bends only one way. Inside each joint, there is flexible cartilage. It stops the ends of the bones touching. That would hurt. Your muscles. A muscle is made of millions of long cells. When these cells contract, they pull together. This makes the muscle shorter. When the cells relax, the muscle can get longer again, but another muscle needs to pull on it. That's why your muscles always work together in pairs. For example, when the bicep muscle in your arm contracts, it pulls on your tricep muscle. Your tricep muscle relaxes and becomes longer. You can contract and relax your voluntary muscles whenever you want. For example, you can use your arm muscles to lift things. Voluntary muscles are joined to your bones by strong fibers called tendons. When the muscles contract, they pull on the tendons and move the bones. Some of your muscles work automatically. You don't need to think about controlling them. These are involuntary muscles. Your heart is a good example. It never stops pumping blood. There are involuntary muscles in your stomach, too. When you eat, these muscles contract and relax to mix your food.
Discover.
Your heart beats about 100,000 times every day. That's more than 36,500,000 times every year. Protein and calcium. To grow muscles and to keep them strong, you need to eat food that has lots of protein. You can get protein from food like meat, fish, eggs, beans, and milk. You also need calcium for strong bones and teeth. You can get calcium from milk and dairy products. Some vegetables, like spinach, also have lots of calcium. Chapter 4. Lungs and Breathing. All living things need oxygen. Some animals, like fish, take oxygen from water. Other animals take oxygen from the air that they breathe. You get oxygen this way too. Breathing in. When you breathe in, the air goes in through your nose or your mouth. Then it goes down into your chest through a large tube called the trachea. In your chest, the trachea divides into two smaller tubes called bronchi. One goes to your right lung and the other goes to your left lung. In your lungs, the bronchi divide into smaller tubes called bronchioles. At the end of the bronchioles, there are tiny air bags called alveoli. The oxygen that you breathe goes here. In your lungs. Around the alveoli, there are lots of tiny tubes that transport blood. These are called capillaries. The walls of the capillaries are very thin, so oxygen from your alveoli can go through them into your blood. Then your red blood cells take the oxygen to all the other cells in your body. Breathing out. Your cells use oxygen, but they also produce a waste gas called carbon dioxide. Your blood takes this gas to your lungs. Then the gas goes through the capillaries and into your alveoli. The carbon dioxide leaves your body when you breathe out.
Discover.
Your alveoli are very tiny. You have about 250 million of them in each of your lungs. Underwater. Fish can take the oxygen that they need from water, but people can't. Most people can only hold their breath for a minute or two. Then they need to breathe air again. Some divers can stay underwater for a longer time because they use an air tank. They breathe air from the tank through a special mouthpiece. At high altitudes. When people climb high mountains in places like the Himalayas, it's difficult to breathe. The air at high altitudes is thinner, so there is less oxygen. To get enough oxygen, mountain climbers need to breathe faster. Some climbers take oxygen tanks and breathe the oxygen through a mask. Asthma. Some people have asthma. Their lungs get irritated very easily. When this happens, their bronchioles contract and get very small. This makes breathing more difficult. People with asthma can use an inhaler to take medicine. It lets them breathe the medicine into their lungs. This relaxes their bronchioles so that they can breathe more easily again. Don't smoke. Smoking is very bad for your body, and especially for your lungs. When people smoke, it makes their lungs very dirty, so they can't breathe well. Smoking also causes many other health problems, like lung cancer and heart disease. Care for your lungs and don't smoke.
Discover.
The World Health Organization says that smoking kills about 5 million people every year. Chapter 5. Blood and Circulation. Your blood takes oxygen and other nutrients to all the cells in your body. It also takes away waste from your cells. The muscles in your heart pump the blood to keep it moving all the time. Your blood. In your blood, you have millions of tiny red blood cells. They get oxygen from your lungs, and then they take it to the rest of your body. You also have many white blood cells. They help to protect you from diseases. Your body produces more white blood cells when you are sick or when you have an infection. Your blood also contains nutrients like sugar, proteins, and fats. It takes these nutrients to all your cells so that they can keep working and growing. How blood circulates. Your blood moves or circulates around your body through special tubes called arteries, capillaries, and veins. Arteries take blood away from the heart, and they divide into smaller tubes called capillaries. The capillaries take the blood to all the cells of the body. From the cells, the blood flows into veins and goes back to the heart. When the blood gets back to the heart, it's dark red because it doesn't have very much oxygen left. To get more oxygen, the blood is pumped back to the lungs. When that happens, the blood changes to a bright red color.
Discover.
People can donate blood at the hospital. Doctors use the blood to help people who are sick and need operations. How your heart works. Your heart is a muscle that is divided into 4 parts: the right atrium, the right ventricle, the left atrium, and the left ventricle. Together, they make an amazing natural pump. The right atrium takes blood from all the parts of your body and sends it to the right ventricle. Then the right ventricle pumps the blood to your lungs, where it gets oxygen. After it gets oxygen, the blood returns to your heart. It goes into the left atrium and then into the left ventricle. Then the left ventricle pumps the blood all around your body.
Discover.
The left side of the heart is bigger than the right side. That's because the left ventricle has to pump blood all around your body. Cleaning your blood. Your blood takes waste from your cells and transports it to your kidneys. Then your kidneys take the waste and mix it with water. This makes a liquid called urine. The urine goes to your bladder, and then it leaves your body when you go to the toilet. Remember to drink lots of water every day. Your kidneys need water to keep your blood clean. Some people's kidneys don't work well, so they need help to clean their blood. Doctors can use a dialysis machine to clean their blood for them. Sometimes, doctors can also transplant a kidney that is donated by another person. Chapter 6. Food and Digestion. Do you know what happens to your food after you eat it? Your body gets nutrients from your food, like proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. This is called digestion. Do you know how it happens? Healthy food. The food that you eat has important nutrients. Meat, fish, and eggs give you proteins for healthy muscles. Other food, like bread, rice, and pasta, gives you carbohydrates for energy. Fruit and vegetables are very important too. They give you vitamins and minerals that you need to stay healthy. Your body also needs fats to grow and to keep warm. You can get healthy fats from food like fish, milk, and nuts. Digestion. Digestion starts in your mouth. First, you use your teeth to bite and chew your food. You also use your tongue to move the food around in your mouth. Your mouth produces a liquid called saliva. It makes food softer so that you can chew and swallow easily. When you swallow, the food goes into a long tube called the esophagus. The esophagus takes the food down to your stomach. Then your stomach mixes the food with gastric juices, and they change the food into a wet paste. Your body can digest this more easily.
Discover.
Don't have too many sweet foods or sugary drinks. They can make you fat, and they aren't good for your teeth.
Discover.
Your small intestine is about 5 meters long. From your stomach, the wet paste goes into a long tube called the small intestine. This is where your body breaks down most of the food and takes in most of the nutrients. The nutrients go through the walls of your small intestine and into your blood. Then the rest of the wet paste goes into your large intestine. The paste that goes into the large intestine isn't food anymore. It's solid waste and water. The large intestine takes away most of the water, and then the rest of the waste goes to the rectum. The waste finally leaves your body when you go to the toilet. Sugar and insulin. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into sugar. Then the sugar goes into your blood. Your cells use some of the sugar for energy. The extra sugar goes to your liver, where it is stored for later. Your pancreas is under your stomach, and it makes a special chemical called insulin. Insulin lets your cells take sugar from your blood. Then your cells can use the sugar for energy. Some people have diabetes. Their pancreas doesn't make enough insulin, or sometimes it can't make any insulin. Then they can have too much sugar in their blood. People with diabetes have to be careful about what they eat, and sometimes they have to check how much sugar is in their blood. Some people also need insulin injections to control the amount of sugar in their blood. Chapter 7. The Brain and Nerves. Your brain and nerves are made of nerve cells. Your brain controls everything that happens in your body. It sends and receives messages all the time. These messages are tiny electrical signals that travel through your nerves. How nerve cells work. Nerve cells are a long, irregular shape. At one end, they have many branches called dendrites. At the other end, they have a long tail called an axon. The dendrites receive tiny electrical signals from other nerve cells around them. Then the signals travel down the axon and go to other nerve cells.
Discover.
Your brain contains about 100 billion nerve cells. Your brain. Your brain has different parts that control different things. The largest part of your brain is the cerebrum. This is where you do most of your thinking. The cerebrum is also where you remember things that happen to you. The cerebellum is at the back of your brain. It helps to control your muscles. Your cerebellum also helps you to keep your balance, so you don't fall down and hurt yourself. The brainstem controls the most important parts of your body, like your lungs and heart. It does these things automatically, so you don't have to think about them. The brainstem also joins your brain to your spinal cord and the rest of your body. Your spinal cord. Your spinal cord contains many nerves. They let your brain communicate with the rest of your body. These nerves are very important, so your spinal cord is protected by bones called vertebrae. These are the bones that form your neck and backbone. Your peripheral nerves join the different parts of your body to your spinal cord and your brain. Some peripheral nerves take information to your brain. For example, the nerves in your fingers give your brain information about the things that you touch. Other peripheral nerves take messages in the other direction. They let your brain control your muscles and all the other parts of your body. Nervous diseases. Some diseases, like multiple sclerosis or Alzheimer's disease, can damage nerve cells. There are medicines that help people with these diseases, and doctors are trying to find new cures. Multiple sclerosis damages nerve cells in the brain and the rest of the body. The damaged cells can't send signals well, so people with multiple sclerosis can have problems controlling their muscles. Sometimes they can't walk, and they need to use a wheelchair. Alzheimer's disease damages nerve cells in the brain. People with this disease often get confused or forget things. Some people forget where they are, and other people forget their family and friends. Alzheimer's disease is more common in older people, but younger adults can have it too. Chapter 8. Your body's defenses. How does your body heal broken bones or cuts? How does it fight infections? What can you do to help your body to defend itself and stay healthy? Read and discover the answers. Healing broken bones. Your bones are very strong, but they can break if you have an accident. When this happens, you should go to hospital. The doctors can use an X-ray machine to see where the bone is broken. Then they can put it back into the right place.
Discover.
The first X-ray machine was invented in 1896. Sometimes you need to wear a plaster cast to help a broken bone to heal. A plaster cast holds the broken parts of the bone together, and helps to keep them straight. Then your body starts to grow new bone cells to join the broken parts. Healing cuts. If you cut yourself by accident, the cut can bleed a lot at first, but then the bleeding stops. This happens because your body closes the capillaries around the cut. Your blood also has lots of special cells called platelets. They stick together to make a clot that stops the flow of blood. After a cut stops bleeding, the dry clot forms a scab. The scab is hard, and it protects the cut from germs. Then new skin cells start to grow under the scab. When the cut is healed, the scab falls off, and you can see the new skin. It looks smooth and pink. Fighting infections. When you hurt yourself, some germs can get into your body through cuts in your skin. There are also germs in the air that we breathe, the food that we eat, and the things that we touch. To defend itself, your body produces white blood cells. They kill the germs and keep your body healthy. Sometimes you can get a fever when you have an infection. Your body temperature increases, and you start to sweat to help your body to cool down. This is another way that your body tries to fight infection. Your body increases its temperature to kill the germs, but a high fever can be dangerous. When you have a high fever, you should see a doctor. Help your body. You can help your body to defend itself and stay healthy. Give your body the nutrients that it needs. Eat a variety of healthy foods and drink lots of water. Do exercise to keep your heart, lungs, muscles, and bones strong. Protect your lungs. Don't smoke. Get enough sleep every night so your body can rest. Your body heals itself when you are sleeping. Keep your body clean. Take baths or showers regularly and wash your hands before you eat. Don't forget to brush your teeth, too. Protect your body from danger. Use safety equipment when you do sport, and always wear a seatbelt when you ride in a car. It can save your life. Your body is amazing. Remember to care for it.